The evening settles in at Lord Dongping's mansion, where a quiet rustle disturbs the stillness, hinting at something amiss. Maid Man expresses concern about the fourth lady's health, questioning if she is still unwell. Intrigued, Maid Man seeks further input, her attention drawn to silhouettes against the softly lit backdrop. Discussing the fourth lady's disappointment, a conversation reveals how her fiancé ridiculed her at a poetry party, claiming she lacks gentleness. Maid Man, visibly upset, demands to know who has caused such distress to the fourth lady. Overhearing whispers, Maid Man gazes through a window, determined to uncover the source of the mockery. Indignant, Maid Man reflects on the third master of Lord Anne's actions, appalled by his careless remarks about the lady's appearance. In a silent night, the serenity of Crabapple House is interrupted by the creak of opening doors, a sign of tension within. Maid Man gently informs the lady of the time, speaking softly to convey reassurance as the night deepens. Admiring the lady's beauty, Maid Man muses on how easily she could charm the emperor and ascend to become queen. A sudden shock strikes the lady, her eyes wide in a mixture of emotions that ripple across her serene features. Maid Man approaches swiftly, addressing her lady with urgency, concern etched on her face. The lady, with an expression that matches her intensity, questions the urgency with calm composure. Maid Man nervously praises the lady, acknowledging her beauty and fierceness despite her illness, attempting to soothe any unease. Asserting command, the lady requests her clothes from Man, signaling a desire to regain control over the situation. Maid Man dutifully inquires about the lady's preference, ready to fulfill her request with dedicated care. With a quick nod, Maid Man agrees, eager to assist her lady and ensure her comfort. Deep in thought, the lady contemplates the weight of harsh words, her gaze reflective and tinged with sadness. Recalling her past, the lady connects her previous life's misfortunes to the ill-fated marriage she once entered. The lady reminisces about her naive younger self, believing that her engagement to the third master of Lord Anne would elicit envy from others. The unexpected revelation of Ji Changyi, the third master, being in love with another, comes to light. Ji Changyi's affection is directed towards a girl from an ordinary family. It is disclosed that the girl saved Ji during a dangerous journey, sparking secret feelings and dates between them. While hope fills one person for their marriage, Ji Changyi has been defending his beloved against his family. Late at night, a lady is about to leave, questioned by her companion about her destination. She recalls Ji Changyi's opinion that men who focus on a woman's looks are vulgar. Her frustration grows as she ponders over the vulgarity of such thinking by the window. On the night of April 15th, in the 18th year of Jingming, a significant event is set. An elegant master is meant to commit suicide with his beloved at Moya Lake. Ji Changyi survives the ordeal, but his beloved does not, leading to a marriage arrangement for damage control. The bride chosen to marry in order to cover up the scandal hears contrasting remarks about the decision. Reflecting on appearances, the lady acknowledges her family's expectations regarding the marriage alliance. The marriage itself is seen as desirable and prestigious, envied by many. The bride enters a joyous family environment, ready for what lies ahead. During the ceremony, when her veil is lifted, her greeting is met with disdain. The groom, dismissive and harsh, questions her worthiness to be his wife. He belittles her, comparing her unfavorably to his cherished and graceful Kiao. Confused, the bride does not recognize the name Kiao, leading to a moment of realization. Her cries for her husband are ignored as she understands he loves another. Presumptions and gossip swirl around the coldness and untouched nature of the third master's wife. A year after facing tragedy, a young woman is overcome by anguish as she clutches her cheek, a sharp reminder of the accident's aftermath. In the midst of grief, an elderly woman convulses with anger, lashing out at one she holds responsible, while another offers meek condolences. Overcome by societal upheaval, the young woman kneels distressed, burdened by the tumultuous changes and the challenges to the imperial government. Amidst chaos and uncertainty, lethal arrows illustrate the perilous resurrection after a tragic death experienced by the storyteller. The young woman discovers she has returned to her 15-year-old self, a chance to relive moments with the wisdom of her past experiences. A servant expresses concern about venturing out due to the locked second gate, exhibiting caution about the potential risks. Despite obstacles, determination fills the young woman's eyes as she insists on proceeding, directing preparations with a firm resolve. She instructs Xiao to remain vigilant in the yard, displaying a caring side as she urges her to return early. The sound of a door closing signifies the barrier they face, while the servant voices concerns about being locked in. Under a starlit sky, they discover a secret passage. Surprise accompanies their discovery, hinting at hidden secrets within the mansion. Curiosity abounds as the servant questions the lady's knowledge of the hidden escape, prompting her to urge them forward. Recollections of Jianzhan's mischievous antics surface, his escapades through the hole recounting a shared familial bond. As memories fade, the pain of sibling loss resurfaces, a stark reminder of her past life's ignorance and unattended connections. Jianzhan appears, clutching a warm gift of rose lotus cake, his actions embodying affection and simplicity amidst complex emotions. In silence, they traverse the moonlit path, creating a soft rustle underscoring their quiet determination. An acknowledgement of previous life's ignorance emerges, resolved to transcend past mistakes with renewed understanding. The servant, eager and attentive, calls upon the lady as they prepare for what lies ahead. Confidence radiates from her as she turns back, ready to embark on the next chapter with newfound wisdom and direction. As they set out, the destination becomes clear. Moy Lake glows beneath the moon's gentle embrace, inviting them forward. Upon arrival, the lake's mystique captures their attention, sparking wonder and anticipation for what mysteries it holds. A girl with cat ears, appearing irritated, demands silence under a starry night sky. Her companion looks cautious. Two individuals, Jichongyi and Kiao, share an intimate moment beneath a bright full moon, revealing significant recognition. Reflections on a past life reveal that Kiao had already died when another married Jichongyi, hinting at deep emotional scars. Late at night, one character suggests the other should return home, indicating concern for their well-being. Two observers, hidden from the couple, express disappointment in Kiao's appearance, expecting her to be goddess-like but finding her average. Thoughts about Kiao's ordinary looks and her background surface, casting doubts on her qualifications, yet curiosity remains. One girl considers the relationship true love, despite the unconventional elements it encompasses, as she sweats nervously. Jichongyi expresses his unwillingness to let Kiao go, which is met with visible emotional resistance from her. Despite the approaching marriage, there's a pull between them that complicates feelings and situations, hinting at unresolved tension. A spontaneous kiss follows Jichongyi's declaration, surprising the other character who protests softly but intensely. Embraced by moonlight, Jichongyi reassures Kiao, stating that he only desires her, dismissing others with heartfelt insistence. A young observer, overwhelmed, exclaims their disgust repeatedly, feeling a strong aversion to the affectionate display. A companion asks the lady if they can intervene against the couple, but she concludes that their feelings must indeed be true. The lady recalls past life tragedies, suggesting a potential end in tragedy, echoing the past lives they've shared. As another intimate kiss unfolds, there's hope that the future promises peace and stability for the affectionate couple. The lady vows to leave the couple alone in this lifetime, wishing them happiness as the perfect pair under the vast sky. Suddenly, a loud splash disrupts the serene night, as someone flops dramatically into the water, causing commotion. Panic ensues, with cries for help echoing under the moonlit sky, indicating urgency and distress from the river. Observing the chaos, a companion reports to the lady that the couple accidentally fell into the river, keenly watching events unfold. Still struggling in the water, Jichongyi and Kiao desperately call for help, their voices fraught with urgency and fear. A startled character exclaims disbelief at the truth, while a cry for help echoes. The intensity of the situation is palpable. A concerned figure addresses "My Lady" as a swift movement catches her attention, heightening the sense of urgency. Determined, a character resolutely declares adherence to the original plan, displaying confidence under the moonlight. Another responds affirmatively, urging caution and illustrating loyalty and concern amidst the rustling surroundings. Liquid spills onto grass with a distinct splish-splash, foreshadowing a crucial event in the unfolding plan. Hands swiftly ignite a light with a whoosh, marking an important step in their calculated actions. Flames crackle as a character stands amidst falling embers, underscoring the impending chaos unfolding around them. An explosion illuminates the night, depicting the structure ablaze, casting a dramatic backdrop for the character's silhouette. Recognizing a signal, a young woman clutches a gong, preparing to sound an alarm with a jangle. She fervently strikes the gong, shouting "Fire! Fire!" in a desperate attempt to raise the alarm and summon help. Her urgent cries of "Fire! Help!" pierce the night as the scene shifts to the building in peril. Amidst serene moonlight, a thoughtful character muses about the impending rescue of those fallen into the water. She reflects on the assurance that the individuals in the water will be saved and secure, driven by a sense of duty. Two figures struggle to stay afloat, gasping for breath as the turbulent waters thrash around them. With urgency, a character leaps into action, determined to save Kiao from being pulled under by a whirlpool. The determined individual plunges into the water, braving the perilous currents in a brave rescue attempt. Underwater, she reaches for Kiao, resolved to ensure nothing befalls them in this dangerous moment. Resurfacing, she acknowledges their deep connection, vowing to let them embrace their new life together. The scene shifts to relief as assisting figures assure the fire is extinguished, bringing calm to the chaos. In the shadows, a character alerts others to people in the lake, sparking curiosity and concern among the onlookers. A group of 3 individuals spots someone nearby, one at the bank and another in the water. Their expressions show surprise and concern. They observe someone in the lake, identifying him as a master in need of help, while 2 onlookers watch intently. A determined figure, partially obscured by foliage, urges others to get into the water to save the person in need. A young woman with a slightly anxious expression moves through the rustling underbrush under the moonlight. 2 worried individuals express relief upon seeing that the person is alive, while coughs indicate recovery. A man and a woman lie on the ground, both recovering and coughing, implying a shared ordeal. Concerned onlookers discuss the contrasting attire of the 2, with the man in exquisite clothing and the woman more simply dressed. The young woman regains consciousness, urging herself to wake up, her expression one of discomfort. Suddenly, the woman reacts with a loud exclamation, her emotion intense and startled. A protective man reassures Kiao, embracing her as she calls out to him endearingly. Observers speculate about the couple's intentions, noting the disheveled state of the woman's clothing and suggesting a secret rendezvous. Surprise and recognition dawns as someone identifies the man, asking if he's the 3rd master of the An family. The man, alarmed, suggests retrieving them for a reward, his focus redirected to the conversation. Denying his identity, he explains their accidental fall into the lake after a kiss, worried about the repercussions of the incident becoming public. 2 individuals question the possibility of a lord's involvement, their expressions puzzled at the situation's implausibility. An independent figure asserts the need for direct inquiries, showing readiness and impatience to understand the event. 2 reluctant onlookers deliberate who should ask questions, contrasting curiosity with hesitation. Another character, wishing the couple happiness, expresses hope for their union while planning to use the situation to end an engagement. Under the moonlight, this character determines to use the circumstance to cancel an engagement publicly, the clip-clop of approaching footsteps heard. People from the An family arrive, discussing the involvement of Ji Chongli. They recount a tragic rumor about the youngest An and a girl's fateful bond. Ji Chongli, the eldest son of the Lord An family, stands determinedly in the cold night, insisting that his brother's actions are foolish and urging him to return with him. Kiao faces a man who speaks to her with concern. Sweat glistens on his brow, and she gazes at him with a mixture of worry and affection. The man, holding Kiao protectively, declares with intensity that he will take her back with him, showing his unwavering resolve. An authoritative voice commands to take both individuals. A subordinate responds affirmatively, ready to follow orders. A lady, questioned about her well-being, instructs her companion to burn a piece of paper as they discuss their next move under the moonlit sky. As they escape the tower, one of them comments on the 3rd master's actions being excessive, feeling the tension of the unfolding events. The younger character, flustered, reacts with disgust at the idea of marriage between the lady and the 3rd master, expressing disbelief at his actions. The lady remains resolute, deciding not to marry this time. She reflects on how Kiao deserves a partner who treats her sincerely, finding her choice relieving. The younger one questions the need to burn a paper for what seems to be a disapproved couple, voicing her frustration. The lady explains the necessity of creating an excuse, praising the cleverness of the plan, while denouncing the 3rd master for his lack of appreciation. They make their way back, a brief acknowledgement of their return marking the end of their task for the night. The younger one, showing deference, gestures for the lady to enter first, observing the surroundings with caution. Suddenly alert, the lady senses another presence, prompting an urgent demand to identify who it is. In a burst of action, a shadowy figure lunges forward, startling the young man who barely manages to react. The loyal companion identifies the new arrival as the 2nd master, shocked by the sudden confrontation and accusation of murder. The lady reassures her companion, declaring that the 2nd master is unharmed and help is on the way, maintaining composure amidst chaos. Urged to move quickly, they hear the distant sounds of trouble, which prompts them to hurry along their path. Safely back at the crabapple house, the lady is informed that her bath is ready, suggesting a moment of respite in the familiar setting. Immersed in the calming water, she anticipates the scandal that will unfold the next day, confident that Ji Chonyi and Keo's affair will captivate the capital's gossip. When questioned about her knowledge of the lakeside meeting, she claims the third master's assistance, while discreetly making excuses to reinforce her stratagem. The young woman is visibly upset, questioning how she would find out if he was meeting another woman. Another character contemplates that meeting them in person might help manage expectations. In a burst of anger, the young woman expresses her outrage, wishing she'd let him drown if she'd known about his audacity. A woman with dark hair wrapped in a towel agrees with the sentiment, acknowledging the man's boldness. At Lord Anne's mansion, there is a commotion as the third master returns, creating a lively atmosphere with excited whispers. Wei Duchess Anne is advised to be cautious as she is accompanied by her attendants, emphasizing her authority and concern. A young man stands with a woman, surprised and curious, asking about her identity, showcasing intrigue. The young man explains to the older woman that the girl is Gao, the one he loves, introducing a pivotal relationship. Duchess Anne directly addresses Kiao, seemingly recognizing her significance or presence with a questioning demeanor. With gratitude, the older woman acknowledges Kiao for saving her son, although Kiao modestly deflects the appreciation. Duchess Anne instructs Hanfang to assist Kiao in getting changed and resting, showing a gesture of hospitality and concern. The young man assures Kiao to rest, promising to visit tomorrow, showing care and affection towards her. Duchess Anne internally criticizes Kiao for her public display of affection, revealing her disdain and strict attitudes. Lord Anne demands to know what is happening, illustrating a moment of tension and authority within the household. Another young man reports to the concerned lord that the third brother jumped into the lake with a girl, heightening the suspense. In a furious reaction, Lord Anne shouts angrily, emphasizing his displeasure and the seriousness of the situation. The young man remains stoic as his father's outburst shatters a vase, and the older woman comments on the unnecessary drama. With worry, the younger brother suggests calling a doctor for the third brother, who fell into the lake, highlighting his concern. The young man, in a moment of sincerity, pleads with his parents to let him marry Kiao, revealing his deep commitment. Lord Anne fiercely denies the request, insisting on the arranged marriage with the fourth daughter of the Lord Dongping family. Duchess Anne reflects on her husband's past insistence for their son's marriage for a favor, yet internally questions the match due to the declining status of the Dongping family. A woman confidently asserts that for the moment, someone else is far superior to another young girl, indicating a matter of competition or comparison. A father reassures his son about an arranged marriage with the fourth girl of Lord Dongping, praising her beauty, while the son expresses his admiration for someone named Kiao instead. The son questions his father's authority on insisting marriage with someone from the Dongping family, while he longs to be with a girl who saved his life. In defiance, the son declares his decision to stand by his choice, challenging his father's authority, and calls for the servants to act against his wishes. The son, distressed, cries out for his father not to act harshly, indicating turmoil and desperation in the family. Concerned about the son's well-being, a woman urgently calls for a doctor after witnessing the son's distressing fall. The third master is advised to rest due to his anxious condition and illness, as any emotional disturbance may worsen his health. A woman advises that they cannot push the son to his breaking point, indicating the severity of the situation and the need for caution. In frustration, a man contemplates the uncertainty of canceling an engagement, indicating conflict and worry about future actions. A woman confidently states that marrying into their family is a fortune for the Dongping family, asserting the value of their clan. The conversation turns toward maintaining the marriage unchanged, hinting at a strategic decision to keep the family alliance intact. The decision is made to allow Kiao to become a concubine, securing her place without disrupting the arranged marriage, predicting acceptance from Lord Dongping's fourth daughter. The next day dawns at Lord Anne's mansion, foreshadowing the continuation of family discussions and decisions. Madame Guo, the wife of the eldest son of Lord Anne, acknowledges her summons by addressing Mother, indicating her involvement in family matters. Madame Guo is informed about the previous night's events, including the third master's health issues, and is tasked with visiting the Dongping family. Madame Guo expresses hesitation, but her mother-in-law insists her visit will honor Lord Dongping, reflecting family politics. The mother-in-law emphasizes the urgency of integrating the fourth daughter of the Dongting family to quickly silence scandal, showing the stakes involved. The scene shifts to Lord Dongting's mansion, marking the start of negotiations and interactions between families. A young woman receives a message from the second master, hinting at important news or instructions that may affect her decisions. Despite obligations, curiosity leads the young woman to propose investigating the matter first before heading to her designated meeting place. Two characters are pursuing each other in a garden, with one angrily demanding to know why the other is running. The atmosphere is tense and playful as they move under a traditional pavilion, surrounded by vibrant trees. A man, gripping a wooden weapon, confronts someone with frustration, questioning their pride in running quickly. He is visibly agitated, his expression a mix of anger and disbelief. The younger man, caught in the chase, defends himself by redirecting the blame of an attack, suggesting the pursuit of more deserving targets. In response, the older man grudgingly accepts, acknowledging his inability to tolerate the interference. A young woman reflects on her brother's unwavering support and devotion, likening his care to the value of priceless jewelry. Her expression is touched by admiration as she recalls his loyalty. The woman's second brother presents her with hot baozi, urging her to enjoy it. A dark memory suddenly invades her thoughts, recalling his tragic drowning during a lake trip with friends months later in a previous life. As she recalls the past, the woman realizes she was unaware of the true causes behind her brother's death until it was too late, setting a somber tone under a softly lit night sky. Determined, she vows justice for her second brother's untimely demise, her face steeled with resolve while a companion stands by, offering silent support. The woman's brother approaches, observing her fearful demeanor. His exclamation of surprise reveals his concern and affection, contrasting the earlier tension with light-hearted sibling interaction. With genuine curiosity, the brother asks if he startled her, then immediately seeks to reassure, his face expressing playful guilt and affection. The sister, with a gentle smile, acknowledges her brother's endearing nature and silently promises to shield him from future harm, reinforcing their bond with love and protection. She compliments her brother's silliness, which elicits joy and affirmations from him, grateful for her affection and acknowledgement, their relationship one of warmth and mutual appreciation. A father figure chastises the brother for his behavior, reminding him not to frighten his sister. The reprimand is quickly followed by a comical incident where he inadvertently causes minor pain. The father, after a brief coughing fit, checks on Sai's morning routine, showing concern and care. The daughter respectfully addresses him, evoking a familial atmosphere. Her mind fills with regret as she remembers her father's elderly worries about her marriage. Only after his passing did she understand his concerns, highlighting a poignant element of lost wisdom. Resolute, she pledges to ensure her father's peace in this life, vowing to avoid actions that would cause him worry or sorrow, her eyes shining with determination and renewed purpose. She informs her father of her plans to visit her grandmother, inviting him to join her, demonstrating a respectful and considerate nature. Her smile conveys warmth and devotion. The father's internal monologue highlights his pride in his daughter's beauty and charm, claiming anyone who marries her gains great fortune. The thought is punctuated by his appreciative affirmation. Enthusiastic agreement comes from her brother, who insists on accompanying her, much to the father's stern but loving command. His authoritative presence reinforces familial unity. A young woman hurriedly announces a guest from the Lord An family, sparking curiosity and possibly concern. Her urgency suggests an impending interaction of importance and consequence. Three figures stand on a bridge discussing the actions of the Lord An family and the direction of Sixen's room, exuding an atmosphere of suspense and anticipation as they deliberate on the impending visit. A reflective young woman recalls the previous life where a message from the Lord An family led to an expedited marriage, highlighting how circumstances and family decisions shaped her life's trajectory. The young woman wonders if the Lord An family will repeat their past actions in this life, expressing determination that it will not be as simple, while another character endearingly requests food, showcasing a mix of uncertainty and familial affection. A determined young man, full of urgency and resolve, responds without hesitation, promising to arrive swiftly, emphasizing a readiness for action amidst the unfolding events. As a commotion arises, a frustrated man attempts to intervene, his voice filled with anger and frustration, demanding a halt, while someone else in the scene is addressed with hurried affection, indicating familial bonds and tensions. The young man with sparkling eyes implores his father for money, employing a charming demeanor that mixes humor with familial dependency. An irate father dismisses his son's request, commanding him to leave, as the young man cheerfully accepts a thrown coin, balancing irritation with humor in family dynamics. A woman reflects on how the Lord Anne family previously managed a scandal, expressing confidence that her recent actions have already set events in motion, implicating a brother in the spreading news across the capital. Calmly, a father agrees to accompany his daughter, who is eager to observe how the Lord Anne family will handle the emerging situation, underscoring her anticipation and desire for accountability. At the Sixen room, a servant informs arriving guests about the madam's engagement with another visitor, setting the stage for a tense and significant meeting. Enveloped by familiar gardenia fragrance, the young woman recalls its association with Guy, the favorite of the eldest son of Lord Anne, evoking memories of her past life and the inevitability of history repeating itself. An authoritative man announces intentions to advance a marriage, creating an atmosphere of expectation and resolve amidst the unfolding family drama. A woman questions the need to rush plans already in place, her skepticism highlighting underlying tensions and the struggle for control in the face of unwelcome proposals. Faced with unfamiliar visitors, a household member hurriedly introduces the father of the fourth daughter, seeking to unravel misunderstandings tied to the previous night's uncertainties that affected family dynamics. As she explains, an unexpected accident involving her brother-in-law and a young woman at a lake complicates matters, raising questions about the girl's identity and implications for the family. Resentment bubbles within, as one character reflects on being undervalued despite saving the Lord's life, questioning the intentions behind marrying the girl into their diminished family. Another character assertively reassures that the Anne family will educate the brother-in-law, implying responsibility and concern over potential maltreatment within familial expectations. A commanding man abruptly declares the engagement canceled, delivering a shocking ultimatum that disrupts the current negotiations and stirs confusion. Appalled by the decision, a woman demands an explanation, her disbelief reflecting the chaos and urgency of the situation, requesting patience amidst the unexpected twist. Confronted with defiance, another woman bluntly refutes the plea, repeating the cancellation with exasperation, emphasizing her impatience and determination to maintain authority. A father expresses his frustration about an engagement, concerned about the potential mistreatment of his daughter by her future brother-in-law, emphasizing the seriousness of the situation. A young girl firmly declares her admiration for her father, convinced he is the best, while a neighboring figure humorously questions this belief. The father is confronted about a significant marriage decision involving Sompsey's marriage, underlining the importance of the Lord Anne family's noble status, yet he prioritizes his daughter's well-being over societal expectations. A woman, in a seemingly sarcastic tone, suggests that an unnamed girl considered ordinary should be relegated to being a concubine, revealing tensions about societal roles. Resolute and exasperated, a woman demands the cancellation of the engagement, expressing sheer defiance against the system. The girl identifies herself as the daughter of the aforementioned concerned father, confronting those questioning the engagement issue with a sense of authority and purpose. A reflective character notes the similarities with past experiences, expressing a determination to bring another individual, say, into the discussion, signified by a decisive hand gesture. An older woman, questioning the decision of the fourth girl, ponders why she would relinquish such a valuable opportunity for alignment with a prestigious family, wanting to understand the young girl's mindset. The family dynamics escalate as a man expresses concern for his son's involvement, while the older woman asserts her authority, implying that if the fourth girl consents, interference would be unnecessary. The anticipation builds as the fourth girl is called to enter the room, indicating her pivotal role in the unfolding discussion about the engagement. The girl, with a hopeful expression, wishes for the timely return of her second brother, indicating his potential influence on the forthcoming decisions. Another woman observes the girl's beauty, contemplating its potential to regain favor and possibly attract the attention of her brother-in-law, adding another layer to the social drama. An elder introduces a woman as the wife of the eldest son of Lord Anne, clarifying that she is the fourth girl central to the unfolding engagement discussion. The man's plea to his mother about Lord Anne's wish to advance the marriage highlights familial pressure and the strategic implications of swift matrimonial alliances. The elder assumes the fourth girl will remain committed to the marriage, driven by the honor associated with joining a respected family, although doubts loom over the situation's integrity. Despite recognizing potential pitfalls, The fourth girl acknowledges the possibility of deceit involved in the purported honorable marriage, showcasing her awareness and caution. Speculations arise concerning the true motivations behind the marriage arrangement, as a woman muses about the connection to a recent tragedy within Lord Anne's family and their intentions to change their fortune. The older woman attempts to dismiss the rumor by forcing a smile, maintaining that the third master is in good health, thereby challenging the speculated misfortunes. Another character vehemently denies any illnesses within Lord Anne's family, focusing immediately on the concerns surrounding the fourth girl, indicating deeper mysteries at play. The girl, summoned in the midst of rising tensions, prepares to address the gathered family members, ready to confront the complex circumstances surrounding her potential marriage. A young woman, shrouded in uncertainty, questions the hurried arrangement of her marriage, pondering the motives behind this sudden decision. A lady is perplexed and frustrated by another's forceful demeanor, questioning the true nature of a woman who claims to be the daughter of a lord. An elder explains that the urgency stems from an incident where the third master accidentally fell into a lake with a common girl, raising concerns. Worries about gossip and misunderstandings from others prompt the decision to advance the marriage to avoid scandal. An elder discusses the only viable option of making the girl involved a concubine for the third master, reducing her to an object. Reminiscence of past grievances emerges, revealing how being seen as an object in a previous life led to profound disrespect and humiliation. The woman recalls the neglect and public shame she endured after marrying Ji Changyi, emphasizing the harsh reality of her former existence. She contemplates the painful insignificance she felt compared to a mere object, while another questions her thoughts. She begins to remove a significant jade bracelet, a symbol of the engagement between families, pondering its meaning. Advised to heed her elders regarding marriage, she insists her allegiance lies with her father's decisions. Firm in her resolve, she expresses willingness to release the engagement should her father decide to cancel it, calling him Sai. Her father, agitated and resolute, declares his intent to make a decisive choice, urging calm from others. Commanded to cancel the engagement, his strong opposition underscores the emotional turmoil and family pressure. Internal musings reveal the engagement's importance, with connections to the Lord Anne family at risk due to potential disruptions. The father asserts his authority, reminding others he's alive and capable of deciding his daughter's marital fate, despite opposition. Someone capitulates to the influential Lord Anne, consenting to expedite the marriage to incorporate Sai into the family quickly. The announcement of an incident involving the second master brings sudden tension, foreshadowing upcoming turmoil. Realizing the severity of the situation, it's revealed the second master committed a grave offense by damaging a significant family's wagon. A sharp mix of anger and surprise leaps forth as the destructive act elicits unexpected approval from some quarters, sparking controversy. The view of the destroyed wagon ignites disbelief, spotlighting the chaos ensuing from the impulsive actions of the second master. A young girl warns of a stick-wielding man storming in with fury, demanding to know the whereabouts of the Lord Anne family, her expression a mix of fear and urgency. A woman swoons dramatically, causing alarm as another urges her not to faint, blaming the turmoil on the second master's madness. With determination, a woman curses and adeptly dodges a falling beam, her quick reflexes saving her from harm. In a furious outburst, a voice demands justice for bullying, as a chase ensues with cries for help echoing in the background. An elder is frustrated, urging his son to take action against an adversary, with the son resolutely intent on handling the situation. A commanding shout is heard, expelling people from an area as a crowd gathers around in confusion and concern. Amidst chaos, the woman exclaims in disbelief as a beam smashes conspicuously near her, intensifying the tense atmosphere. A stern warning is issued, forbidding entry into Lord Dongping's mansion, as the speaker promises no mercy for defiance. Observers discuss the falling out between two families, noting an engagement overshadowed by a forbidden love affair. A woman angrily questions the Lord Anne family's behavior towards a lady from the Lord Dongping family, hinting at mistreatment. Jian Zhan's name is called with urgency, capturing his attention as events unfold around him with intensity. Outside Lord Dongping's mansion, a figure is summoned back with authority as others stand by solemnly observing. As the mansion gate slams shut with a bang, two figures outside express surprise and urgency to get inside. A concerned hireling offers to replace a cracked wagon, ensuring that a madam's departure won't be delayed any longer. Resentful after being attacked outside the mansion, a woman feels humiliated for the first time, her demeanor a mix of disbelief and indignation. A determination to punish is pronounced repeatedly, echoing through the halls and intensifying the atmosphere. A young man willingly accepts punishment for protecting his sister, showcasing his resolve amidst accusations of daring impudence. A young woman appeals to her grandmother, advocating for leniency towards her brother, who stands accused. The sister calmly suggests her brother deserves praise rather than punishment, offering a radiant smile to support her plea. An elder is angered by the incident and laments the failed alliance with Lord Anne, fearing the benefits are now lost. A character reminds their grandmother about the debt owed by the Lord Anne family, indicating a long-standing grievance and determination in their eyes. Another character, kneeling and showing frustration, comments on the botched situation caused by someone else's actions, emphasizing the family's delicate position. The female character reflects on her brother's reaction to the misconduct by Lord Anne's family, explaining how their family now appears fearless in the eyes of others. A grandmother doubting the situation is advised to verify through the neighbors, suggesting that her family is indeed in the right. The determined woman argues that her brother deserves praise rather than punishment, showing a subtle smirk of confidence. An older man agrees emphatically, supporting the notion that the brother's actions were justified. The same man, evidently agitated, decides to confront Lord Anne's family to cancel an engagement against the grandmother's wishes. The grandmother confronts someone with a suspicious expression, intrigued by the emerging situation. A young woman, tearful and overwhelmed, declares her intent to return home, expressing exasperation to her grandmother. Her departure prompts a hasty chase as someone calls out and follows, illustrating urgency and commitment. In the family discussion, the aunt-in-law wonders about the engagement cancellation, noting Jiang Sai's complicated family history. She reflects on the importance of consulting her husband, although she seems resigned to the situation's current state. The grandmother commands immediate action to summon her second son, showing her no-nonsense attitude. At Crabapple House, a gentle knock reveals a contemplative sibling, pondering the tense family dynamics. The brother, wary of their grandmother's awareness, sneaks in, revealing a sense of mischief and caution. He presents a forgotten gift amidst the chaos, demonstrating his familial concern and affection. The sister, ready to confide, reveals she has important news, her expression indicating the weight of her words. She inquires about her brother's visits to Beacon Pavilion, resulting in a surprise reaction. The brother, flustered, learns that Beacon Pavilion is infamous, prompting disbelief and a hint of embarrassment. A young woman questions her brother about his familiarity with a certain place. Her demeanor is one of concern as she expresses how embarrassing it would be to let others know she's been to a filthy place. Her brother quickly denies knowing the place, trying to reassure her. The brother, feeling pressured, is urged by his sister to let her go alone if necessary. Panicked, he insists that he will go with her, showing a mix of reluctance and urgency to prevent her from going by herself. Relieved, the sister thanks her brother, expressing her gratitude with bright eyes. She reflects on how adorable her brother is, momentarily lightening the mood with her affectionate thoughts. The brother is given a task involving a green scroll. He's instructed to place it in the Bizhu located in a back alley. Bewildered by her knowledge of the alley, he questions if she has connections to undesirable locations, showing his protective concern. The sister, unfazed by his curiosity, declares she'll handle matters herself and starts to leave. The brother, exasperated, insists he'll complete the task and rushes off, accepting his role. As he's about to leave, his sister instructs him to take wooden chopsticks with him. Confused but compliant, he acknowledges the instruction, prepared for his mission. The sister provides final details about the Bishu, reminding him to extract a bamboo tube from the higher part. Her calm demeanor contrasts his anxious energy, showing her confidence in the plan. Assured of his capabilities, the brother responds enthusiastically, declaring his penchant for creating chaos. Nevertheless, he sets off energetically, determined to succeed. Meanwhile, a maid comments to the lady about the potential repercussions for the second master visiting inappropriate places. Her expression indicates concern intertwined with humor, acknowledging the complexity of the situation. Reflecting on her past life, the young woman recalls how the Lord Anne family previously avoided consequences for covering up an affair. She resolves this time will be different, determined to prevent further evasion of justice. The narrative shifts to Supervisor Niu, a man of integrity who once handled messages from the dark alley. His past dedication led to his downfall, a setup that falsely implicated him in a ministerial scandal. Supervisor Niu's tragic fate is recounted, highlighting his sacrifice and the devastation of his family. The narrative emphasizes the gravity of his actions and the eventual acknowledgement of his integrity, though posthumously. The young woman is resolute. She plans to use Supervisor Niu to expose the scandal involving the Lord An family to the Emperor. Her determination is fueled by both the desire for justice and the hope to save Niu's life through her actions. The brother stealthily approaches the designated location, carefully following his sister's instructions to take out and insert the necessary documents in the Bishu, completing his task with satisfaction. Feeling accomplished, the brother praises his own efforts, yet curiosity lingers about the intended recipient, hinting at an underlying intrigue and setting the stage for further exploration. Convinced of his success, the brother confidently observes the area. His thoughts reveal a strategy to watch and discover who retrieves the message, implying a layered plan. Hidden, the brother waits in anticipation. Suddenly, a noise captures his attention. His surprise is visible as he remains concealed, ready to unravel more behind the clandestine mission. Keeping a cautious eye, he observes a figure extracting the letter. The brother's position allows him to blend into the surroundings, unseen as he witnesses the unfolding actions. An advisor to the supervisor seems to be involved. The brother, hidden among the foliage, contemplates the implications, his observant gaze capturing every detail. A character hidden behind a tree suddenly becomes alert, noticing the approach of someone else. The urgency of the moment is clear as footsteps rush past with a whoosh, hinting at the swiftness of movement and the need for caution. The character, revealed as a young man, senses aggression from an approaching figure. He peers cautiously, trying to understand the intention, his expression serious and wary. The masked figure is noted, moving swiftly with a whoosh. The tension between the two is palpable, suggesting a chase or confrontation is about to unfold. Realizing he's been discovered, the young man expresses concern. The situation calls for immediate action, and he quickly decides on his next steps to avoid the pursuer. Quickly calculating his options, the young man feels the need to flee. The urgency compels him to move swiftly, hoping to gain distance from the masked figure below. The masked figure stands poised, weapon in hand, ready for confrontation. The stance exudes confidence and a readiness to act as needed. The young man is in a hasty retreat, driven by the adrenaline of the moment. His face shows determination mixed with anxiety as he tries to escape the situation. Fear hits as the young man feels a sense of doom. Yet confusion sets in when he doesn't experience expected pain, prompting him to question the strange turn of events. A sudden revelation presents itself in the form of a staring dog. The unexpected encounter startles the character, questioning the nature of this creature. Overwhelmed by the uncanny sight, the young man exclaims, troubled by what he perceives as a supernatural presence, potentially a ghostly encounter. A calm, soothing voice calls out to Oxy, suggesting a connection between the speaker and the dog. The authority in the voice suggests control over the creature. The young man, sitting on the ground, is wary but intrigued. The dog stands dominantly over him as he tries to make sense of the situation. A figure, appearing serene and in control, pets the dog. The atmosphere shifts from tension to a calm moment of understanding between the characters. The young man faces reassurances as the newcomer inquires about his well-being, signaling a shift in tone from threat to curiosity and care. Examining the newcomer, the young man acknowledges his striking appearance but questions his intentions, sensing a lack of kindness in the other's gaze. He hesitantly asks about the stranger's identity. The response is straightforward, claiming to be human, leaving the young man bewildered. His confusion grows as he reflects on the earlier fright caused by the dog. The newcomer clarifies the identity of the creature, insisting it's a dog. A brief, light-hearted exchange ensues, easing the tension as the suggestion is made to leave. The newcomer, with a reassuring expression, advises the young man of the impending danger. They prepare to leave quickly, hinting at the necessity of their escape. As the young man questions the condition of the pursuer, he's informed that the pursuer is merely unconscious, heightening the need for urgency in their departure. The conversation is concluded with the newcomer taking charge, encouraging their swift departure. The young man, clearly trusting the other, agrees to move quickly. Amidst a bustling setting, two individuals can be seen parting ways with gratitude. One expresses their sincere thanks, while the other assures there is no problem. The sense of relief and appreciation is evident in their brief exchange. A young man, Jiang Zhan, pauses in a lively street, catching his breath. Reflecting on the day's events, he acknowledges the narrow escape he just experienced, his relief palpable in the busy atmosphere around him. Grateful for his lifesaver, Jiang Zhan approaches and thanks them, admitting he doesn't know their name. There's a sense of humility and curiosity in his gesture as he acknowledges the help he received. The rescuer introduces themselves as Yuki, standing with a composed and confident demeanor. Their presence is serene, matching the calm assurance in their introduction. Yutsi introduces a dog named Oxy, standing beside them. Jiangjian reflects with a hint of humor that the dog seems to look down upon him, adding a light-hearted touch to the encounter. Jiangjian decides to address Yutsi as Brother Qi, repeating his gratitude for the assistance provided today. His respectful approach underscores his appreciation and the bond formed. Yuftai leans in with a determined expression, suggesting a future encounter as Jiangjian reacts with surprise. The intensity in Yuki's eyes indicates a promise or a challenge yet to be unfolded. Yuki shares their residence as being in Sparrow Hutong, creating an opportunity for future visits. Their subtle smile suggests openness, though there's a playful edge to their demeanor. The interaction seems challenging for Jiangjian, who notes the difficulty in conversing with Yuki. Meanwhile, Yuki describes a distinctive juju tree in front of their house, adding to the vivid imagery of their surroundings. Jiangjian reveals his identity as Jiangjian, living in the nearby Yukin Hutong, noting his lineage as the second grandson of the Lord Dongting family. His introduction is met with interest from Yuki. As Yuki remarks on Jiangjian's family background, their inquisitive expression suggests an understanding or recognition of the name, adding a layer of intrigue to their conversation. Jiangjian reflects internally, surprised by the allure in the way Yuki utters his name. The realization prompts a flustered reaction, indicating a growing admiration or connection. Deciding it is time to leave, Jiangjian mentions returning home. Yuki promises a future visit, asking about Jiangjian's availability. Their casual exchange hints at the potential for further meetings. Recognizing the scheduling conflict, Jiangjian humorously acknowledges their inability to continue the conversation, and they exchange amused glances, indicating mutual understanding. As Jiangjian departs with a cheerful promise to visit, his optimism and eagerness are evident, marking the beginning of a new friendship or alliance. Yuki, with unwavering confidence, assures Jiangjian they are always available. The sincerity in their expression underscores the openness to future encounters and the bond forming between them. The narrative shifts to Lord Dongting's mansion, characterized by its grandeur and significance, establishing the setting as integral to the unfolding story. Within the mansion, a young woman expresses concern over her brother's absence, wondering if he encountered any trouble. Her worry is palpable, indicating the close familial ties. A servant reassures her, announcing the return of the second master, Jiangjian. Relief and anticipation are evident as she prepares to greet her brother. Jiangjian returns, requesting tea from his sister, recovering from the day's adventures. Her curiosity about his rush underscores their familial rapport and her concern for his well-being. A young man proudly exclaims that the mission at Bishu was accomplished, confirming that someone indeed went there, as his sister had anticipated. His sister questions why he didn't leave immediately. Her eyes display a mixture of concern and curiosity. The brother sheepishly admits he stayed to see if anyone would truly show up, as she had predicted. He is surprised to reveal that after the initial person left, another came before he could leave, catching him off guard. She anxiously inquires if the newcomer saw him. Her expression shows worry. He confesses that not only was he seen, but the person also attempted to kill him. Reflecting on the incident, she realizes the second person might frame Supervisor Niu, suspecting there could be more danger ahead. Curious about his escape, she prompts him to share the details. He excitedly tells her that just when he thought he was doomed, someone rescued him. He explains that a third individual appeared, saving his life. He expresses gratitude, wishing to thank this mysterious savior with a drink. She asks if he knows the identity of his savior. He mentions the name Tu Qi, leaving her visibly shocked. He adds that, coincidentally, Tu Qi lives nearby. Her reaction to this information is disappointingly evident. She questions if the savior's name is truly Yu Qi and is eager for a description. He internally speculates why his sister reacts nervously to hearing Yuki's name, wondering if she has met him and developed feelings. Concern arises as he recalls Yuki's possible dubious character, reaffirming that his sister should not marry him. Feigning ignorance, he describes the savior as unattractive and rude, attempting to protect his sister's feelings. She advises him to thank his rescuer with a meal, still with a trace of doubt in her voice. Reflecting on her sensitivity to the name, she reassures herself that Yu Qi could be a common alias. She decides to head to the front yard, brushing off her previous concerns. Before leaving, she warns her brother to be cautious, suggesting he should avoid going out. He affirms and departs with determination. A young lady ponders whether her brother was killed for knowing something significant. A voice calls for her attention, addressing her as "My Lady." A servant reports that the First Lord was preparing to cancel an engagement but was halted by the Second Lord. In response, the lady is seen clapping her hand on a cup. With determination, she suspects her uncle of plotting and decides to investigate the situation. At the Humming warehouse, a commotion arises as a man demands his brother to move aside. Another man, angry and stern, insists on not being prevented from canceling the engagement. The Second Lord advises calm, suggesting a negotiation regarding the son of the Lord and family to avoid trouble. The first man questions the negotiation, dismissing the situation as merely concerning a peasant girl becoming a concubine, with a lesson to be taught after marriage. The Second Lord argues against the marriage cancellation, concerned for Sai's future and the difficulty she might face in remarrying after a broken engagement. Sai, alongside another character, remarks on her uncle's articulate nature, seemingly impressed. Sai interrupts, asserting there's no need for her uncle to make plans on her behalf. The Second Lord acknowledges her presence. Firmly, Sai expresses her happiness in avoiding a union with someone like Master Ji, even if it means not marrying at all. The Second Lord gently warns Sai about the challenges an unmarried woman might face, implying her inexperience due to youth. Sai playfully questions her father's willingness to support her if she chooses to remain unmarried, and he responds enthusiastically in agreement. Sai confidently states that both her father and she have no disagreement with the situation, implying unity in their stance, and subtly challenges her uncle's perspective. The Second Lord is left speechless as he is confronted with the notion that he might feel personally shamed if his niece doesn't marry. In a comedic turn, the uncle, seemingly taken aback and flustered, reassures that his words were misinterpreted. Quickly, the uncle becomes assertive, instructing everyone to sort out the presents without delay, stressing the importance of efficiency. At Lord Anne's mansion, the sound of horse hooves is heard as a carriage approaches, signaling an arrival. As the carriage arrives, a man demands it to halt, intervening amidst the bustle at Lord Anne's mansion. From within the carriage, an individual expresses indignation at being told that the Lord is not meeting any guests today, insisting on the importance of their visit. A character, emphasizing the importance of the situation, reveals that the Madam of the Master in the wagon is present, urging others to recognize her significance. An emotional female character, after a surprising revelation, suggests visiting the Madam of Lord Anne, displaying urgency and concern. The scene transitions to a serene setting, where someone announces that the Master's wife has returned, indicating an important reunion. A composed woman, sipping tea, inquires about a deal, reflecting a sense of curiosity and anticipation about recent events. Tensions rise as a complaint about the second master from the Lord Dongping family emerges, highlighting the destruction of a wagon and the ensuing frustration. A distressed woman, wiping her tears, recounts her ordeal of hiring a wagon to return, expressing her vexation and despair. In a moment of disbelief, one character questions how the Lord Anne family dared to nearly cancel the engagement, nearly endangering her, showing their shock and indignation. Another character, irate and dismissive, criticizes the audacity of a declining clan attempting to cancel the engagement, asserting their disapproval loudly. A young woman sorrowfully explains that while the mother of Lord Anne wanted to maintain the marriage, Lord Anne was adamant against it, portraying her inner turmoil. A character reassures the young woman, indicating that the situation isn't problematic, while her attention remains focused on the matter at hand. An elder with confidence asserts the lack of control Lord Dongping has within the family, believing Madame Feng's stance will prevent the cancellation of the marriage. With a smirk, she anticipates how others will eventually plead with them to reconsider the engagement, showing her strategic foresight. The atmosphere becomes tense as Lord Dongping arrives, and one character cynically predicts his attempt to negotiate. Upon learning Lord Dongping's intent to cancel the engagement, both older women exclaim in disbelief, demanding his immediate presence. Outside, a crowd gathers as Lord Dongping brings betrothal presents, drawing public attention and sparking curiosity. It concerns subordinate questions their lord's actions, displaying a sense of confusion and urgency. Lord Dongping clarifies his intent to cancel the engagement, dismissing any possibility of negotiation, maintaining a firm stance. In defiance, the opposing character insists that returning the presents isn't feasible. Yet Lord Dongping provides a list, preparing for the termination. Wielding a letter of cancellation, Lord Dongping demands a fingerprint as a seal of cancellation, marking the end of the arrangement. The addressed individual tries to buy time, claiming his father's absence as a reason to postpone, hoping to delay inevitable consequences. Brother Jiang is questioned, leading to shock and surprise from a nearby character who is speechless. The atmosphere is tense and filled with uncertainty. A young man pleads with his father not to counteract him, expressing distress. The father, seeing himself as straightforward, insists on speaking his mind. The father presents a red document declaring his intention to cancel the marriage, showing determination and resolve. A young man anxiously asks his father what they should do, indicating worry and concern over the situation. Brother Jiang takes responsibility, acknowledging his fault, showing remorse and a desire to make amends. Brother Jiang offers to be slapped in the face out of anger, but pleads against canceling the engagement, reflecting desperation and sincerity. Observers note that Lord An is aware of his son's misbehavior, suggesting that educating the son is necessary, hinting at a deeper family issue. A character questions the reason behind the original engagement, prompting a consideration of past actions and intentions. Brother Jiang recalls that the bond was formed because their family saved a life, adding layers to the unfolding drama. The father challenges the cancellation, suggesting it would reciprocate a favor, yet warns it goes against the original promise. The father and son experience frustration and a need for calm, acknowledging the difficult situation they face. An accuses the other family of forcing his daughter to marry an unsuitable partner, expressing anger and betrayal. A reluctant acceptance of the decision follows, with a son calling out to his father, indicating submission to circumstances. The red letter of cancellation is accepted, marking a significant and irreversible change in familial relations. A character expresses guilt over the unexpected outcome, with the other reassuring him to take it easy, reflecting shared regret. An dismisses the interaction as trash, waving his hand dismissively, while the father and son react with displeasure. Amid laughter, a character mocks another, claiming joy in resolving the issue for his sister, displaying satisfaction. An expresses gratitude for support, promising a drink in return, while enthusiasm erupts from the younger character. An is insulted, causing embarrassment, yet his companion suggests retreat, ending the interaction in discomfort. They're instructed to serve the best they have, met with agreement, implying a shift to lighter, more mundane affairs. A character with long hair learns about the cancellation of an engagement with the An family and the return of betrothal presents. A figure expresses skepticism about Lord Dongping's decision, questioning where another noble family could be found for the fourth lady. The atmosphere is tense as another character remarks on the master's unusual obsession and predicts that the fourth lady will struggle to marry. A young male, evidently angry, accuses someone of speaking poorly about his sister and prepares to retaliate with a chair. A loud commotion follows, with sounds that impact accompanying his outrage at the insult about his sister. The scenery shifts to Lord Dongping's mansion, where someone voices a strong expletive, signaling anger. An older man confronts a younger individual, upset about a repeated offense and yearning for a day free from troubles. The young man defends his actions, claiming his response was justified due to insults against his sister, and questions if he shouldn't retaliate against such curses. The older man approves of the younger man's actions, acknowledging his protective instinct toward his sister. A humorous exchange occurs where the older man advises the younger one on evading trouble, specifically police intervention, during future altercations. A girl arrives, questioning her brother's recent actions and his emotional state. The brother explains he got angry over derogatory comments about her at a restaurant, taking it upon himself to handle the situation. Their father dismissively advises her to disregard the event, trying to move past the incident. The girl reassures her family, expressing contentment with her newfound freedom and relief from marital pressures. She shows disappointment over the situation, despite her attempts to remain lighthearted. Her brother reassures her that she remains blameless, while those responsible face little consequence, demonstrating his empathy and frustration. She asks her brother to remain calm about the matter, conveying her trust and understanding of his protective nature. As he begins to express his perspective, his emotions hint at deeper thoughts regarding the situation. The girl humorously reflects on an unattainable match, imagining someone like Ji Chongyi dreaming of marrying into wealth and prestige. The following day, the grand and majestic royal court stands illuminated, surrounded by a clear sky and fluffy clouds. A courtier in a red robe commands, instructing those around him to propose issues if any, and to dismiss if there are none. An official speaks with authority, addressing others and indicating a process that the officials should follow if they have nothing to propose. Inside the court, a voice rings out affirmatively, indicating a proposal amidst a gathering of attentive officials. Supervisor New is recognized by others, provoking anticipation as they speculate that he is about to report someone. An official asks New what he wishes to propose, expressing a curiosity about the matter to be discussed. Supervisor New declares his intention to impeach Lord An for indulgence in his family, causing a stir and murmurs among the court. Onlookers whisper about the engagement cancellation between the Lord An family and the Dongping family, noting the master's affection for a peasant girl. One notable figure listens with intrigue, finding the tale reminiscent of theatrical plays as he considers the third son's love interest. An official questions the emperor's distraction, curious about the emperor's engagement with the situation involving a supposed lover's suicide, which was thwarted. Officials nearby are perplexed by the emperor's ambiguous comment, contemplating the implications of his words. The emperor discusses the effects of the situation on Lord Dongping's daughter, declaring a summon for Lord An to the palace to reprimand him. There is skepticism about the effectiveness of merely scolding to alarm people, voiced with concern and urgency. An official warns about the chaos that would ensue if others followed the third master's example, emphasizing the importance of maintaining the rules of the Zhou dynasty. The emperor concedes that mere scolding is insufficient, acknowledging Supervisor New's point that punishment is necessary. An officer praises the emperor's wisdom, while a group of officials remain silent, likely contemplating the outcomes. A group of officials discuss potential repercussions for the Lord An family, predicting a dire future for them. The conversation among the officials continues, concluding that the third master's situation must be addressed, especially regarding the emperor's knowledge. One official speculates that marrying the master would be unfair to the girl, ultimately harming rather than benefiting the family. An isolated figure, overwhelmed by the situation, reflects internally on the gravity of the revelations with a sense of alarm. A man, sweating with determination, resolves to teach his son a valuable lesson. His expression is intense and firm. At Lord An's mansion, someone eagerly announces the return of my lord. The mansion stands grand and welcoming. The woman expresses concern over the emperor's sudden court summons. Her worried expression reflects the gravity of the situation. A shocked woman is instructed to prepare for a marriage between the third son and Kiao. The news leaves her taken aback. Questioning the decision, another person asks for clarification, emphasizing the urgency of the third son marrying Kiao. In disbelief, the woman questions the Lord's sanity, raising her voice in agitation over the unexpected command. The man inquires if she knows what the emperor said about the third son, prompting her to ask what was said. He explains that the emperor called the third son sincere and honest, leading officials to question marriage alliances with him. A concerned woman, supported by another, realizes they have no option but to bring Kiao into the family, despite staggering from the decision. She wonders why they can't wait a few years for marriage, but he dismisses her plea, encouraging a realistic approach. Emphasizing the emperor's command, he acknowledges the comment on the third son's sincerity, declaring the matter settled. The woman laments the effects on the third son's reputation, regretting the cancellation of another arrangement with Lord Dongping. Accusations fly as the man blames the woman for the situation. She falls to the ground, overwhelmed by his harsh words. Resigned to their fate, the man orders wedding preparations, asserting it aligns with the emperor's intentions for the family. In Lord Dongping's mansion, someone calls out to Sis, highlighting the exchange between the characters under a sunny sky. A conversation unfolds where a sister reacts to rumors about the G-Master marrying a girl from the lake, while a brother finds humor in past assumptions. The sister reflects on the union, expressing happiness that the couple will ultimately be together as they wished, her demeanor serene and joyful.